Hey guys, J-Man here, and we're doing another Women of Wrestling talk. Started a little bit late, that's okay, no biggie. Just getting some stuff together. My room was like a disaster, so I tried to clean it up a little bit. But just a couple of quick updates. This Thursday is going to be our second Respawn stream, where we're going to talk about Spawn, the newest issues of Scorched and all that. Scorched came out, I did a review. That review will actually be posted at midnight tonight. And we're going to talk about Gunslinger, all the cool Spawn stuff that's out there. And I've got a few people have reached out to me who want to be on. They want to be on the stream, so we're going to let people come in and talk. Spawn talk only. So no other DC talk and things like that, just Spawn only. That's going to be Thursday at 7 or 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I don't even remember what I scheduled it for. Probably 7. And then Friday, we are continuing our space opera versus. It's going to be Star Crash versus Galaxina. And one of those two will qualify for the tournament. And then the week after that, we're doing the People's Choice. We watched Enemy Mine. We realized that Enemy Mine was too good to be in the tournament. So we're going to bring back two favorites that lost, and one of them is going to get a second chance to qualify. It's going to be Krull versus Ice Pirates. And now, whichever one of those wins, I don't want to hear any bullshit about, J-Man doesn't like this or whatever. I own all these movies, okay? I even own Galaxina, and it's awful, right? But it doesn't, I love all these movies. So Krull and Ice Pirates are great, but one of them's going to qualify to get back into this thing. So let's bring in my co-host.
Hello.
All right, and we're back. We're back.
Hey, J-Man.
Well, renovations are over, technically. I just have to put the rooms back together now, which is why I'm still off camera. Okay. It's kind of funny. I have two large comic boxes currently covering both my doorways upstairs leading to my office and my bedroom because to let the epoxy set. So that's why I'm sitting here instead of in my office. The office, actually, I could probably go on. Well, I couldn't go on camera, but at least I could be in it. But the doorways are open, so you would hear all the noise going through the house. So yeah.
Got you.
So I'm currently in my basement, which is 99.9% back together. I just have to hang a couple of things.
All right, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, we're getting there.
So did I posted? I was thinking I reviewed Scorched, which I just put on. I actually reviewed it already, but it doesn't come out till tomorrow. So technically, this video won't go live till midnight.
Yep.
I grabbed Creepshow number 2, and I grabbed Vanish number 2.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna post those. That Vanish, I got really into the concept. So let's see how
me
they
too.
continue it. Oh yeah, did you read? Did you read?
I read Creepshow. I read Vanish. I'm trying to read everything. This is going to sound stupid, but just bear with me. I'm trying to read everything I actually have interest in, which is not a lot of the mainstream. I'm reading One Bad Day Penguin for Batman. It's one long read. It's
I mean, I flipped through it. Penguin's my guy. I flipped through it. I was like,
It's good. But it's kind of too long. Well, let me know if you've heard this before. It's too long. It's like enormous, and I'm like, why? Can't we get the yes faster?
I always get Action Comics. I got New Mutants because I always buy every New Mutants. I literally bought this because it's Art Germ and it's Dazzler on the cover.
Yep.
Scorched,
That's
I
what's awesome.
legitimately like.
Yep.
Vanish number 2, I legitimately liked Vanish number 1, and Creepshow, I already read Creepshow number 2 review. I'll do a review on this tomorrow. It's going to score high on story. It's going to score slightly less on art. Pacing will
Yeah,
be good.
it's unique, right? Like I read Creepshow number 1, I went, man, that's all right. Like I'll read number 2. I'll
Yep.
so
Yep.
yeah,
So yeah,
I'm
that's
really
all right.
glad that they're doing the Creepshow style again. So
Yeah. So I haven't read Vanish yet. I picked these up today. I got a new little Craven the Hunter, one of the mini statues. I didn't even realize because I already had Vulture and I already had Mysterio, and I didn't realize they had Craven. I was like, oh crap, I didn't see that. So, because I've been going back and ever since I read the J.M. DeMatteis Last Hunt and also his Vulture stuff, I like Craven like skyrocketed from being like bottom top 15, bottom of the top 15 to like my like top 5 to now he's like approaching like number 2 status because I keep going back to Last Hunt and then all that stuff where it was the storyline in the recent Amazing Spider-Man series. I thought that was really well done. And then just recently he landed on Krakoa and he's like, I'm just going to kill everybody on here because they don't deserve to live. I was like, this is awesome. So he literally has Deadpool's head on a spike. And it's like, he's got Deadpool. He's walking around with Deadpool's head. And then he grabs this one mutant and he's like, who's the toughest mutant on this island? And they're like, Wolverine. He's like, fine, then I'll kill Wolverine. You're like, oh my God, like him and Wolverine fight. It's awesome. And I bought all these in physical form, which I never do. At least I stopped. It's all through X Force, so it's through the X Force issues.
nice.
Yeah, that's it for comics. I mean, I always, Superman and Wonder Woman I always get, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no, I always read Batman, right? But like it's been a bit of a slog, at least for Detective Comics lately. And I'll keep going to it, but I'll give you my honest opinion. I'm not going to have stars in my eyes because it's Batman. It's it is what it is. Like if I go to McDonald's and I've had great Big Macs all these years, and then they give me a substandard Big Mac, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
So
well,
it is what it is.
I'm just putting a poll up. Okay, hold on, do this. All right, so I just put a poll up. If anybody comes on, they can take a look. I put which Nikki, ASH or Cross.
I think that the answer is obvious to that, but anyhow, we'll see what people say.
I know the obvious answer is. All right, so I saw Halloween Havoc.
Me too.
And but SmackDown was technically first.
Yep.
So we can talk about SmackDown.
Sure.
We had Liv Morgan versus Sonya Deville. This is the new Liv, who's just insane now. She's laughing at stuff and doesn't care if she gets injured. She took there's a lot of good hits in this one. And the suplex on the chairs and all that.
Yep.
That was really good. There was a double count out, which I actually kind of think was okay. People there weren't too happy. The crowd wasn't happy about it, but I think it was okay.
Yeah, I think that was actually the right move. I am tired of Sonya losing all the time, but I think you're trying to push the narrative, and like J-Man, me, and without me needing to say this, that this incarnation of Liv Morgan is one of my favorite characters in female wrestling in a while. Like, this is the Liv Morgan I've wanted, is the one who's like, oh, is there a wrestling match? It doesn't matter. I just want to literally beat someone to a pulp.
Right.
And the laughing, and I love it. I love this sort of thing. This is the sort of thing, and right now she's a face. She probably won't be a face much longer, I'm thinking, but she's a face doing all this, and I love that sort of thing because it's so anti-face, right? She's acting literally like a heel, but she's a face. I love it. Like this.
Might keep her. I like to keep her because it's like she's just going crazy. Well, now Nikki ASH is on here. Oh no, but she's on Raw. Sorry,
yeah.
So they're not going to. Yeah, it's hard. It's like I got to keep remembering who's where and remembering how many villains and like how many heels and faces there are. So I know like I'm trying to keep track. Like, do we need another? Do we need another face or do we need another heel? Like, who do we need?
We always need. I always want more heels and faces.
Yeah, that's true.
I always do because you need to have guys for you. You need to have villains for the good guys. If you're going to cheer for the good guys, don't make it easy for the good guys. Make them earn it, right? Like
Right.
that's always been the rule of thumb. But I am now not that I want to see another match between them, but I now want to see Ronda versus Crazy Liv. I want to see how that would work because even though it wouldn't be necessarily realistic, you need that wrestler who even Ronda Rousey would be like, holy crap, what am I going to do with this person?
Yeah. They kind of had it like Liv was kind of becoming that crazy. This was like a little bit of a slower build up, but it was done well.
Yeah. No, I really, really am enjoying Liv Morgan's new character. I think this is the best Liv Morgan. And quite frankly, it's the best female character we have right now.
Yeah. Well, I always like Liv anyways, like from when I started.
Yep.
She's still in my top 5 or whatever. Like yeah, she's awesome. So I like this Liv Morgan. So I think it's a good character for her. She's
Yeah.
basically like crazy now, and she's got
Yep.
the half. It's like she's become like a Harley Quinn or like kind of an Alexa Bliss crazy. It's weird. It's like well they repackaged Nikki, which we're gonna get to. So obviously Asuka and what's her name Alexa.
Alexa.
Something's happening, right?
Yeah. I'm assuming there'll be a repackage. I've always thought that you need you needed to make Asuka a heel again at some point. She was a heel briefly, and
Mm-hmm.
Alexa Bliss has just been vanilla as a face, and it's not popping. But you can't have too many villains because then you'll have to turn someone face. Um, and it looks like they're getting a lot of villain characters in now for the females. You got Ronda, you got Nikki, you got um, Damage Control. I'm forgetting someone. You
Well, they
can't
made
have two. Who?
yeah they got Shotzi to be a face.
Yeah,
So
they got Shotzi to be a face, but they didn't improve Shotzi's. Like they didn't elevate her in the ring. She's still a jobber. She's now just a face jobber,
right,
right? Like if someone's going to lose in a tag team, like it's going to be Shotzi,
right,
so,
right, right.
which is too bad.
Yeah, because I like Shotzi a lot. I liked her as the Beetlejuice character in
Yes,
Halloween. Like,
yeah,
uh,
I think she has a lot of fun, and I think she works best as a face. But I'd like to see her win to give her some legitimacy. So
yeah. And then we had Damage Control, which we're kind of leading into Shotzi and Raquel. Shotzi. Um, there's a lot. There was a lot of there's some good hits on this one too.
yeah,
The DDT
yeah,
by Io Sky, that was pretty good.
yep,
Io Sky pins Shotzi, so we just said Shotzi's going to be the one who gets pinned. Um,
yeah,
there's something where like Raquel was holding Shotzi or whatever, like, and then like walking with her or whatever.
yeah.
Like, that was kind of interesting.
Well, yeah. I mean, the one thing I've sort of noticed is the WWE struggles to give legitimacy to opponents to Raquel Rodriguez. Like she's just such a tall, imposing character
Mm,
that it's really like Io Sky and Dakota Kai are both, I guess, normal sized
right.
ladies, like 5'6" maybe, and Raquel's 6 foot, and she's as strong as like all hell. Like I always love watching Raquel just overpower people. But the problem ends up being is how do you get her to lose? It's always a bit wonky to me. Like she's always like being held outside or something. It's just like you guys are still struggling, and the obvious idea is turn her into a monster heel, but then you're getting too many heels, and then you have to get all the heels out there. So I don't know what they're going to do. I like Shotzi and Raquel. I like Aaliyah and Raquel. I have a feeling Aaliyah will eventually come back as a heel and be like, Shotzi, you took Raquel away from me, or they'll have this like really awkward thing where they'll both try and team with Raquel, and then we will turn on Shotzi, and maybe that will be a decent, because they already were teasing them when they were both facing like they were facing heel prior. But I don't know. Aaliyah's on the shelf apparently. I don't know what her injury is.
And like, is Charlotte coming back as a face? Is Lacey a face, or no? She's a heel. So like,
she's a heel
now. There's getting too many now.
Charlotte will. So we'll talk about later. But I have a theory about the open challenge. But anyhow, just to close this one out, Shotzi loses again. That kind of sucks. But you got to have damage control go over, and they can't go over on Raquel. Right. So they did what they could, but this whole thing between Raquel and partner of choice and damage control is losing steam a bit to me. They need to move on.
And we will move on to Ronda Rousey's interview, who says she owes you nothing. She specifically said, "Steve, I owe you nothing." I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Well, I mean, first of all, I had to agree with her. She doesn't owe me anything, and I would never ask Ronda Rousey for anything other than good matches. Yeah, I know.
Pay your debts. Pay your debts.
Yeah, $5. What a cheap ass. Anyhow, her opponent will be Charlotte Flair, I'm predicting, back as a face.
Oh, so yeah, because like Ronda's now, I don't care, and it's like I'm not going to do it. She name dropped the city and made fun of it. So
yeah, cheap heel tactics. Ronda's now a proper heel, which I'm fine with. At least she seemed to decide to become a heel on her own terms. The first time she was basically forced to be a heel because the audience just turned on her.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that she was able to do it on her own terms. I'm fine with her being a heel. I'm just very curious now because you have Roman Reigns, who hardly wrestles as a champion, and you have Ronda Rousey, who doesn't wrestle a hell of a lot as a champion.
Right.
I'm kind of wondering why they're giving all the championships to the people who don't wrestle that often.
Right. It's just like, what's happening here?
Yeah. Like, I thought the legitimacy of your championships were that they're defended all the time. That's why people pay per view stuff.
Right.
So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I know they're waiting for Cody Rhodes to come back, but like that's still a ways off. So
how far is that away?
So I think he'll be back around Royal Rumble time.
So that's how many months? It's like
a couple months away.
Still, like
2 to 3 months away, I'd say.
And what about we're still waiting for Becky to come back? We don't know what's going on with her.
She should be back around same time.
All right. And then I mean she's obviously going to be a face. She was a face right at the very end, right before that whole thing happened.
She has to come back as a face. To your point, I'm not sure how people, if they do bring Charlotte back as a face, I don't know how people will accept it, considering that she has been most effective as a heel. I have a feeling Alexa and Asuka are not coming back as the same characters. They may come back as heels. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting what they do with the females. But there is something that was said on Raw that I'm like, the light bulb finally went off. I'll be interested to see how they do that, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Right. Okay, so let's see where we're at then. Queen Zelina Vega is back with the LDF. I mean, did you see her? It was like outrageous. I'm like,
yeah.
I see if I can find like a. See if I can find like a picture of it or something, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know if I can. Oh wait. Hold on a second here. Why did I do that for? Oh, there we go. All right. Nope, I cannot. I'll figure it out after. But yeah, so she's back with those. I don't know any of those guys. Do you know any?
No, I didn't follow them in NXT. I heard the name. I've heard of them. I didn't know any of them, but they're the LDF. They almost seem like, and I don't know if they want it to come across this way, but to me, it comes across as the Hispanic mafia, basically.
Right. Yeah. That is what it is.
And I'm just like, okay. And credit to BFAB for saying, hey, we're outnumbered. We should get someone else. I wish people would do that more in wrestling because it just makes more sense.
Right.
It's almost like they can't count. But
The
yeah.
future is ours if you can count. That's from the Warriors.
Yeah,
There's only 20,000 cops or whatever. There's only 10,000 cops. There's 20,000 of us. Whoa, the future is ours. I'm trying to find Queen. Yeah, she's got the blonde. She's got the blonde hair now.
Yeah.
Which I had seen because I follow her on her social, so I knew she was.
Yeah, I think you showed me a picture of her on Instagram. She already had the blonde. I mean, these guys. I will say this: under Triple H, the promos have been better. Like the videos, like LA Knight, he had one too, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think overall, they've done a good job of like pumping them up. It's just that there's so many guys now that they brought in. I'm kind of like, how are they going to fit them all in?
Right.
Yeah, like Brock Lesnar's back. They brought Elias back. I kind of liked Ezekiel. I was kind of like, bring back Ezekiel. Elias is fine, but like Ezekiel, I thought it was just funny that he was everyone in his family.
I thought that was super funny.
Kevin Owens is MIA.
Hey, Brian.
Kevin Owens is MIA. He hasn't been on.
Yeah, what happened with Kevin Owens?
He was on NXT. Like Shinsuke Nakamura was on NXT. I'm like, is this where you're going to put people where you're like, we don't know what to do with you, so we go on NXT?
I watched Lucha Underground. It was on Netflix. I think they had a season or something on there. I'd watched. It was pretty neat.
Yeah, I like. There's so many guys. There's so much talent out there now. I'm kind of like, it's kind of sucks because if they give you a shot and you screw it up, you're not going to see a shot again for a while.
Yeah, because they're just bringing more and more in or whatever. And it's like every day there's somebody. Oh, I found it. Here's a picture. Here you go. That's the.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was just like, I mean, these guys came in, they attacked Hit Row, they had a match with Hit Row, they won that match, and then they just had a promo with them drinking and smoking cigars on a couch, and I'm like, okay.
I love that promo. I thought that was awesome. They're just sitting there hanging out. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I love this. Yeah, LDF.
Yep.
Legado del Fantasma. That's awesome. When I was doing, because I wrote, I love Santo, and Sean and I love the Santo movies and the Blue Demon movies. I got a Blue Demon mask. I should wear the Blue Demon mask one time. Is it still? Yeah, it's right there. I should get. Okay, I might do a random Blue Demon mask. Maybe the one that we do like right after Halloween or something. Maybe I'll wear the.
The Day of the Dead.
Yeah, no, yeah, like it's like because the next stream will be November 1st, right? So it'll be off Halloween. But I was like, I could wear the luchador. I've got the Blue Demon mask. But anyway, Sean and I love those movies, so it's like I went out and I wrote a character. I had my own character who was a luchador character, and he would fight crime and stuff like Santo. And I was researching names and stuff, so it's like I it's like a lot of these things came up, like Phantasma and all that, and I'm like, oh. So I think they're great. I wish they'd kept the masks on. Like when they had the masks on, I was like, oh, if she's gonna be the leader of this like team of these three guys with these masks, I'm like,
luchadors,
yeah.
But I don't know, man. They're all bearded guys. It's pretty funny. I saw them all drinking and smoking the big cigars on the couch. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, they look cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that was pretty much it for SmackDown. We had Halloween Havoc. So actually, okay, like Halloween Havoc. Well, I love Shotzi. I love her being the host.
Yep.
In the Beetlejuice outfit, and this Toxic Attraction going into this like this haunted house thing was absolute jokes. I was like crying my eyes out. It's like so stupid.
It
and
was
and
ridiculous.
it's like, well, why would you go there? Like, it's
Yeah,
just like it's
exactly.
just nonsense. And it's like only in wrestling and bad slashers does this happen. And it's like
Ridiculous.
Gigi's like, oh yeah, everything's great. She's like talking with Chucky. What are you doing here? Like, wait, what's happening here? Like, it's just so there's like weird people at the table. I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
I
she
just
didn't
it
even
was
bat an
so
eyelash.
random.
I
Yeah, that
love
was
how
so random.
Gigi is all for it, and JC's like, "Yeah, I'll stay in the car." I'm like,
Yeah, she's like, I'll just stay in the car. You guys can go. Mandy's like, no, there's three of us. Come on, let's go. And there's like horror movie villains like attacking people. I'm like, wait a minute.
yeah. I was like, I thought it was ridiculous. It was. I love Gigi being dragged into the freezer. I just like, why is murder happening? Like, just give her the belt.
Yeah, that was so fun. As we were just saying, it's like she's like doesn't want to get out of the car. Hey, double
Yeah.
T, what's going on?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so for the NXT Halloween Havoc, I fast forwarded everything except for the female stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I just can't get into most of the guys on there.
Yeah, I will.
Because for the other shows, Raw, SmackDown, I do like the storylines with some of the men.
Yeah, some of them
So
I'll watch, and some of them I'll fast forward. It's more so if I have any interest in watching the wrestler, and a couple of them I just don't like. There's a few of them I just don't care.
yeah,
The toughest thing for me now is Judgment Day because I don't care about half of that team, but I do care about the other half, so I kind of have to watch it. But it's interesting.
yeah, like I mean, well, Rhea Ripley's on there, so we got to watch for her. But
Yeah, I
okay,
watch
so
it for her, but like, oh my god, I'll talk about it later. But
yeah, so we had
Halloween
Cora
Havoc.
Jade versus Roxanne Perez. There's this was like, oh boy,
No, it was
okay.
disappointing.
I don't know. There seemed to be a lot of botching.
There was a ton of
It was
botching.
like botch festival,
Yeah,
friggin' like
yeah,
oh dear. And some of
yeah,
the stuff looked like there was no damage. It's like,
yeah,
she's gonna take out the rope and hit her. I'm like, you didn't even like come close to doing any damage. Like,
yeah. It was. This was a disappointment combination of bad angles and
yeah,
just a couple of bad mistakes. So like the skateboard thing,
oh dear.
she threw the skateboard on. She was trying to show she's slamming Cora Jade's head into it. You could clearly tell she wasn't anywhere near the skateboard when she
I
was
was
slamming
closer
her
to the
head.
skateboard than she was.
Yes, exactly. It was pretty bad. Um, there was one thing where Roxanne had the candlestick, and Jade put up her arm to expose her midsection to basically feed her, and Roxanne's just standing there, and Cora's standing there with her arm in the air, and I'm like, I think you have to hit her, Roxanne. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's like
And,
Is Cora trying to use the bathroom in class? It's like, Miss, sir, Miss, can I use the bathroom? It's like, what are you doing? Like, get
yeah,
your arm down.
it was really bad. Like there were some really bad moves. The pop rocks at the end on the chair. Wow. Good in theory, you could tell she clearly did not hit her head or any part of her upper, like any part of her head. Maybe her upper torso hit it a bit, but like it was just bad. Like even the most impressive spot, which
Off the
was the
railing or
Russian leg
whatever.
sweep off the thing. It looked good when they first did it, but then they had to do a replay. And on the replay, you could see Cora was tapping Roxanne on the arm saying, let's go, because one can't go without the other, then it doesn't work.
Right.
So you could clearly see Cora was tapping her saying, let's go. And I'm kind of like, yeah, that sort of just took me completely out. Like, it's like, yeah, this is a staged affair. I can't get into it, and that sort of took away because I liked them saying, Cora Jade saying, you were never my friend.
Right.
And Roxanne saying, you were always my friend.
Yeah, there was some good. Yeah, like some of that was okay. And they went up top and broke the railing and fell.
Yeah.
That was cool. There was a part where I guess Cora, she was hiding or whatever. That was weird.
Yeah.
There's some funny part. like there was some okay hits, but
Yeah.
I felt a lot of it was like no damage. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's no damage, no damage, no
Yeah.
damage. Oh, that looked good, no damage. No damage. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
think that those two were experienced enough to do a match like this.
No. No, and I think they had a lot of trepidation, and I think they were worried about it, and it
Yeah,
showed. Like they're both very young. Kudos for them to being where they are at their age, right?
yeah,
But like, still, it's. I would look at that and say, yeah, you probably have to stay down in NXT another year at least. So
yeah. It just they look they look nervous about it, and it just wasn't
yeah.
happening. I kind of see they're pretty young, these girls, right? Cora
Well,
Jade,
Roxanne, I think is 20,
Cora Jade is born 2001.
so she's 21.
Yeah, maybe the girl's 20.
Yeah,
But Nikita Lyons is
23.
that's pretty darn young too.
Yeah, but
Yeah, 23.
I think
But
Nikita Lyons is.
she did taekwondo and stuff though. I think I was researching a little bit. But
Yeah,
she did some martial arts or whatever.
I mean, both of Roxanne and Cora were like wrestling fans and all that, but like, it's just you're young, you'll grow into it. They'll both be great, I'm sure. 4 to 5 years from now, it's not 4 to 5 years from now, right?
Yeah, they do need more training. Double C, I
Yeah,
agree with that. Okay,
yeah,
so we had Shotzi come out as
100%.
Beetlejuice, and then Lash Legends came out, which I think Lash Legends is really funny to me. I like her. She's awesome. She came out like talking smack or whatever, and then Shotzi just beat the crap out of her.
Yeah.
It's like why I quit this Quincy fellow? I don't know what to make of him. He's kind of funny, I think, but he came out as like a banana. All right.
Kudos for
Like,
trying.
oh, take your thing and take your cheap shoes and get out of here.
Yeah.
I do like a good shoe insult. Take your $8 clearance bin shoes and
yeah, and insult my height, insult my weight, insult the size of my package, but do not insult my shoes.
I don't know. Shoe insults are really funny. It's like take your $2 bin shoes and get out of here. Like, all right.
Well, I mean, yeah, the Velcro shoes like that we're sending Dom for Christmas, like that would be awesome.
Oh, that was good. Okay, so I mean, that was Mandy. Man, I thought Mandy Rose versus Alba Fire was pretty good.
No, I thought no.
You didn't like the parking lot thing. That was jokes. It's like she's like, why are you like fighting in the parking lot? And then no one can ever get their jackets off.
No, I was fine with that. I just felt like it was an NXT match. Like I didn't see it as a pay-per-view match, and I feel like the shenanigans in the haunted house, while entertaining, took away from that because now I'm like, I know Alba Fire's coming out with her wiffle bat. Thanks, Joe, for that. I'll never forget it.
That's a Joe thing, yeah.
But I mean, Alba Fire can conceivably control the dead and monsters to come after you, so she can't win a stinking match. Okay.
See, this is where it's like, if you're taking it serious, then it's not going to be good. But
no.
like, I'm just like, okay, this like my interpretation was that this is just meant to be silly now because why are you having this haunted house thing? And
yeah,
I don't think they meant it to be silly when they started this feud because it seemed pretty hardcore.
Yeah,
and this wasn't a hardcore match. This was just a regular match, and you're like, well, okay. So you had shenanigans. Like, I mean, I thought the match was like, I thought it was okay. I thought it was good, but like, it's not like this is your big pay-per-view match that's going to determine the winner of this feud.
Yeah, and they built this up. They built this up, and Mandy Rose has had the belt forever, and she's now in the top 10, I think, for longest title reigns. I think. I mean, she's not going to be Muva. Muva held the women's title for like almost 28 years. She had a run of over 10,000 days as champion.
But that was because like they didn't really do anything.
They didn't use anything, but still, it's like that's absolutely absurd when you talk about even like when you talk about Bruno Sammartino, he didn't lose for like a decade or something. It's just you know, Backlund, he held on to the title for like, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years, zero idea. But it's you know, it's just you built it up. You built up Alba Fire like a badass, and then she loses in a very conventional. Oh, look, the double team from Toxic Attraction. Oh, Kissed by the Rose by Mandy Rose. 1, 2, 3. I'm like, that's it. I've seen pay-per-views where people have kicked out of frigging. You know, how many pedigrees did the Undertaker kick out of? You know, stuff like that in one match. And it's like Alba Fire, conceivably, you were putting her on the same plane as The Undertaker, and she loses to a frigging knee and a double kick from Toxic Attraction. I'm like, okay. I thought they were building up Alba Fire to be something more than what she ended up doing. And by the way, Kaylee Ray, also one of the longest reigning champions of all time, NXT Women's Champion.
Yeah, so I'm looking at, okay, so I've got the, I actually, you know what? I might actually just share. This would be a good thing to share. Put this as a share. I'll share this afterwards, and we'll go through that as our share screen. Yeah. So Mandy Rose won, which I knew she was going to win anyways.
Yeah.
And that was that. And that was it for that pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Next, we had Rhea Ripley, who is mommy now, which I think is so funny. I'm his mommy. I'm loving this angle. I really like it a lot. I want more. I want it to be a bit more sexual, than it is, because I'm just that weird guy. I really like this a lot. I like this. I'm his mommy and all that. Oh, it's just so good.
I gotta say, the Judgment Day is sort of funny to me now, because Finn Balor comes out and he does a lot of talking. And like, I love Damian Priest's voice. He's like, rise for the Judgment Day. He's got that big, deep voice. But what I absolutely love, and I cannot stop laughing whenever it happens, is Dominic Mysterio. He doesn't even say anything. He takes the mic and he puts it to his mouth, and people are like booing.
Right? Yeah, they're like hardcore, angry.
Yeah, they're like, I'm surprised trash isn't being thrown into the ring. Yeah. And I'm just literally like, the man has not spoken.
Right. Yeah, give him a chance to say something.
And of course, when he does, it's just like he's so insufferable now. I'm like, it's impossible not, like, I can't see anyone liking this character. It's just, they've done such a good job of making him that insufferable brat punk, where you're like, dude, someone just wants to legit kick your ass.
Yeah, see, now I like him. Now, when everyone's angry and hates someone, then I get more into it now. I'm like, yeah, now I like Dominic, because it's like, I like this mommy thing. And
well, the most hated thing, my most hated thing is the what stuff, right?
Yeah, I hate that. I don't like that either.
So I'm quickly getting a second most hated thing.
Oh, what's that?
And that is humming Seth Rollins' theme song through the entire match.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, okay, it's not the greatest theme song ever conceived.
Right.
You know, and there's stuff happening in the ring, like, especially when you got a guy like Mustafa Ali, who legit tries his ass off every time he's in a match.
Yeah.
And they're just like, they're just humming. They're like, we want Seth. I'm like, Mustafa Ali and Austin Theory are putting on a match. And these are two really talented guys. They're actually two guys I will watch their matches.
Yeah.
Because I respect what they do in the ring. And you asshats are just like singing Seth Rollins, humming his song, and just like, we want Seth chants. And I'm like, no, this is not cool to me. So as much as I like Seth Rollins as a competitor, he is quickly getting on my nerves just because of how the fans are reacting to him.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like that either. I do like Seth Rollins, so it is what it is. But yeah, that is irritating.
Yeah.
They had Candice LeRae interview.
Why did we not see the beatdown? I was completely confused about that.
Yeah, so I don't even get what happened there. It's like the Damage Control came in.
And Bailey went to interview Candice.
And then, and then nothing happened.
But Bailey, like basically did an Alec Baldwin and shoved the camera aside so the camera went off, and then you could just hear them doing something. You know, they were probably just jumping up and down on their chairs or whatever, but it sounded like a scuffle, and then Candice LeRae injured her, quote unquote, injured her shoulder, which probably meant Candice LeRae needed a couple of weeks off because she's a new mother and, she's getting her 2-week vacation or whatever the hell.
Give me my vacation. Okay.
So, but you don't show it. You have wrestling is an action show. This is like a weird thing because I'm like, we've seen Damage Control kick the crap out of a lot of people.
Everybody.
But this one you're not showing? Is Candice pregnant again? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's like, oh, Candice is gonna be away. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like that in the beatdown you did not see at all. She got hurt. I'm like, okay. Well, as a wise man once told me, if it doesn't happen on Facebook, then it didn't happen.
It doesn't happen. It's like it didn't happen. So that didn't happen. She's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a bit cheap. It's also stuff where there's like, commercial break and then during
the commercial breaks are driving me nuts.
You don't do during the commercial break the person won. And you're like, okay.
During the commercial break, there was a pile driver, which has been banned from WWE, performed on a steel chair. Like, I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, all right. So that was that. Then we had a Bianca interview.
Yeah.
And then we had a Bianca versus Bayley. So I'm trying to take a lot of notes here. Yeah,
before then, even though she was off camera, you had the club. So you had AJ, Anderson, and Gallows in the trainer's room. And you had AJ and Anderson had an ice pack against his crotch, which I found funny. And this was absolutely hilarious. So Gallows, AJ's like, we have a Rhea problem.
Yeah.
And Gallows is like, well, I have a Rhea solution. Me. It's like, she picked you up and slammed you. He's like, yeah, but women love me and all. And AJ's like, women do not love you. He's like, no, don't worry.
They do.
They do.
I didn't watch any of that. I fast forwarded that.
Yeah, I was watching. I was laughing. I love the club. So he's like, so Styles goes to Anderson. I was like, he's not good with women. And Anderson's like, no, he's not. It's like, so what? So Gallows comes back holding his crotch. And he and AJ's looking at me. He's like, what happened? He's like, same thing that happened to Anderson. So what? Did she give you a low blow? And so AJ's like, and he grabs the ice pack off Anderson and holds it to his crotch like Gallows. And AJ's like, we have a real problem. And Gallows is like, yes, we do. He's like, well, we got to do something about it. So I'm like,
who are you gonna get?
I don't know. But all I got to say, J-Man, is, I know I would put in Nerd's Dewdrop. Well, I wouldn't call her Dewdrop. I would call her something like that, a little bit more intimidating than Condensation. But, because she's not with Nikki now. Hey?
Did you call her Mountain Dew?
Mountain
Dew. It's Mountain Dew. And then in one of the promos, like Bayley could be like, "You're not Mountain Dew, you're Mountain Don't."
Anyhow, so I don't know who they're going to get, but I'm just glad that they finally realized, hey, this woman keeps interfering and we keep losing because of it. I mean, I like it when wrestling characters are somewhat smart.
Right. Yeah, they keep coming down and get beat up. It's like, how dumb are you? Like, you gotta do something. Right?
You deserve it at this point.
Yeah.
It was like Test. My God, I love Test. That man was beaten up by DX 38 times before he's like, I should probably do something about this.
Yeah.
Like, it was literally a thing where he was beaten up every week. Yeah, so we'll see who the club gets. I'm very curious, but like I said, it can't be just anyone. It's like Rhea Ripley just picked up a 300-pound man and slammed him. So it's got to be Doudrop in my opinion. Nikki, she's not with Nikki now, so now's the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, how's our poll going? Well, it's 100% Nikki Cross. Obviously, everyone likes Cross better.
Oh yeah, damn straight.
But yeah, they'll have to. So if AJ gets Doudrop on their team, that'll be better, and that'll give her something to do too, because it's like she's like in limbo right now.
Yep.
Asuka and Thingy need the repackage. Lacey needs to do something.
Yep.
Charlotte's coming back, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Becky will come back and be a face. That's fine.
Yeah.
Nikki Cross. Now Nikki, which I guess we'll get to at the end. We'll save it to the end. We had Bianca versus Bayley. There's a really funny part where like she just says "you suck" to some guy. It was like, she's like pointing out people and stuff. You're like, what is happening here?
I like that when she was punching Bianca in the corner. She's like, "You suck, bang! You suck, bang!"
It's like you, and it's like each person got. It's like, what do I do? I'm just here. There's a couple of good. This was one of the Bayley better matches, I think, for her performance wise.
Yeah, it was better. I still caught her. You saw, and it was really obvious when she wanted to come off the top rope, and she went, nope, I gotta come off the second rope. I was like,
I know, and the announcers messed that up too.
Yeah,
not messed it up, but
she's going up top. Oh no, she's not.
She's not. So yeah,
and then Corey Graves tried to.
She did a lot more in this one than she's done in a while. Like
it wasn't her just standing there looking at her opponent and occasionally giving a stomp. Yeah.
There was more, there's more variety of things.
Yeah, so I agree.
She didn't go full. You know, it's not Sasha Banks versus Bayley, but it was a lot. I was thinking, wow, she's doing a lot more unique things here than she's ever done since she's come back at all.
Yeah, she ran out of gas closer to the end, I think, a bit. I think she wasn't prepared to wrestle a match that long.
It was long. There's a lot of notes. That match is 1/3 of all of these notes.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I was like, holy shit, this is like really long. It's like 2 commercial breaks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're in attendance, you would have been pumped.
Oh, for sure. Because
for us, it was like, yeah, it's good. Like, you know, again, I caught Bayley directing traffic a lot in the match a bit. Like, I just now see it. Like, I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
You know, she was directing. Especially when there was a reversal on the outside, you could see she was telling Bianca reversal. Like, she was almost like, you know, reminding her like, hey, reversal, like don't take this full, like reverse it so I take the hit.
Right.
Which just goes to show you how crazy it is as a wrestler. It's like, okay, now pick me up and slam me as hard as you can into like what?
But I like that they tried each other's moves. Like I like the storyline of what was going on here. It's like, I'm gonna do your KOD, you're gonna do my Bayley or Bianca to Belly maybe.
And you know what's funny? When Bayley had her up, you could clearly see Bayley had no idea what to do with her.
Yes. It's like, how does this go again? What do I do?
I flip you where? Like I like she had no idea. And I think she was just like praying like, okay, Bianca, reverse this because I don't know what to do with you.
Right.
You know, I thought the Bayley to Belly on Bayley was pretty good. Yeah, this was a solid match. You didn't have Damage Control interfering a lot. The one time they did interfere was pretty bad because, again, they got too close on the face when Dakota went for a kick, and it literally looked like she placed her foot close to Bianca's face, and that was the kick.
It was almost like Io did something, and it was like, it looked like it was going to be okay, and then you can't, when you have 2 people doing a hit at the same time, it like hardly ever looks proper.
No.
It's like, so she was going to do something, and then it's like her doing it prevented Dakota from nailing hers properly. So it's like that was weird. And then
Yeah,
the table didn't break, and the guy
Nope.
actually against he's, oh my god, through the announce table. Oh no, it didn't. It's like, oh shit, it didn't. It's like, yeah, don't announce stuff before it happens.
Well, yeah, and like, but wow, I mean, I was sort of curious if it would break because Bobby Lashley tried to put Brock Lesnar through a table last week and it didn't break then. And then he had to do it again. He had to spear him through it, which I'm like, well, listen, if Bobby Lashley can't slam Brock Lesnar through a table and it breaks, the guys making the tables got to look at it and say, hey, are we making this thing a little too sturdy? Because these things should break.
And like, so that was the second time there where they said the wrong thing. And when that table didn't break, that discombobulated everybody. They're like, I don't know what to do right now.
Yeah. There was a lot of standing around and shock. Corey Graves again. I can't stand the guy as a commentator. I just can't. I like the Irish dude, but I just can't stand Corey Graves. Yeah. So to give you an update, because I was kind of like, what happened to these guys? So it used to be 3 guys on Raw. The 2 guys other than Corey Graves, Jimmy Smith is gone from WWE. He's just gone. Okay. And Byron Saxton is now a backstage interviewer. So they took the Irish dude, who I really like, and put him beside Corey Graves, which has made it somewhat more tolerable, but I still don't like Corey. Like, he's sitting there like, oh, I'll kick you with my Louis Vuitton loafers. I'm like, okay, whatever. Someone's got to make fun of that guy hardcore on the air. And then Wade Barrett subbing because Pat McAfee has a gig with ESPN right now.
I like Wade Barrett a lot.
Oh, Wade Barrett's awesome. I could listen to that man all night, all day. Just call matches. He's really good. I hope he stays. I hope
he stays. Yeah.
I hope he stays, and they just switch McAfee to Raw. Put McAfee next to Graves. I think that would be a better combo. Because McAfee wouldn't put up with his shit and he'd yell it. I need more back and forth.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Like, it's just Corey Graves dominating the commentating. It's just not good.
You can't. I don't know. They can't do it. There's not even been anybody that's getting close to even Gorilla and Jesse or Gorilla and Bobby. Like,
even like, Macho Man.
Macho Man.
Yeah, Macho Man was a commentator.
He was. Yeah, and he's okay. It's like, but like, it's like if you say number 1 is Gorilla and Jesse, number 2 is Gorilla and Bobby, or whatever, however you want to swap those 2 around.
And 3 was Ross and Jerry the King Lawler.
Jerry King Lawler. Yeah, that would be number 3, and that would be it. And there's nobody. There's nobody I would even put. Like, if I was making my top 5, I would just stop at 3.
Yeah, me too. There's no one else.
Top 3, everyone else. There's everyone else.
Yeah,
it's like Ross and Lawler are okay. But, like, everyone else is like, I just, no. Like, I mean, to the point where it's like, I don't want to fast forward matches because I want to hear them commentate the match.
Yep.
And that's enough for me to, it'll be like a podcast. So I don't care about the match itself, but I want to hear what they're saying.
Oh, yeah. Like, Gorilla and Jesse were awesome. I love Bobby and Gorilla. Yeah. But my golden age was Jesse and Gorilla. Like, I just loved the 2 of them there. Jesse the Body Ventura doesn't get enough credit for how great he was on the mic. Like, he was terrific. He couldn't say the stuff he said then now. He couldn't call Tito Santana what he called him, probably. But he was just awesome, like, very over the top. And he was such a good counterpoint to Gorilla Monsoon's very professional, straight-laced appearance and how he did things. It was awesome. Bobby the Brain Heenan was terrific as well. And when Jesse left, it just really understood his character and understood, how to play off of Monsoon. Monsoon, it was one of the best, like, 2 great commentating teams. Like, come on. Yeah. And then Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler had that. Jerry Lawler could get annoying, especially with the female wrestlers.
Yeah, and puppies and all that other
puppies.
Garbage.
But Jim Ross is probably the best individual commentator I've ever seen. Like, individual.
Yeah,
he was just on another level, man. Like, just how he called a match. And you could see the real emotion in that and things. Jerry Lawler was good with him. They could play off each other a bit. But, like, if Jim Ross did it by himself, there wouldn't be a problem. Like, Jim Ross could do it.
Jerry Lawler couldn't be on his own.
No. not at all.
But yeah, no, but yeah, Gorilla Monsoon, Jesse the Body. I mean, that's just like it's like
It's gold.
he's like Mr. Perfect spent more time in the ring than Flair did.
I love Bobby when he's like, I didn't see anything, and Gorilla's like, it
Are you
happened right in
blind?
front of you.
Are you blind, Jess? It don't matter if I saw the ref didn't see it.
Win if you win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. That was Jesse. Win if you can, lose but always cheat. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna try to find that line where he goes, Mr. Perfect spent just as much time in the ring as Flair did. Mr. Perfect is like, yeah, the guy's in the ring every 5 seconds. Like, it's a tag match. Jumping through the window is my all-time favorite.
Which one?
That's Bobby Heenan and jumping through the Jannetty tried to escape by jumping through the window. The barber shop. Yeah. And he's like, and then he's like, "Are we gonna be friends and be the Rockers? Go forward!" And then Bobby the Brain Heenan is talking while and they're shaking hands. It's like, I told you, Monsoon. One is no good without the other. They've got to be together. And then he gives him the chin music. He's like, and Bobby the Brain Heenan's like, oh, I knew he was gonna do that. He doesn't need Jannetty. Just like 1 second ago, you were just saying. He threw through the window. He said, "Oh my God, Jannetty tried to escape by jumping through the window." Like, are you blind?
Well, Bobby the Brain Heenan should have just been mic'd through the entire matches when he was a manager. Like, I remember even there was a pose down, and this was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Rick Rude and the Ultimate Warrior were doing a pose down. This is when, and Warrior was still, I think he was still on the steroids because he was a lot bigger than he ended up being. My mother actually thought the Ultimate Warrior was replaced. I'm like, no, he just went off the steroids.
Well, a lot of people thought that, though.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
A lot of people were like, wait, what's going on? Is this... Because Ultimate Warrior is like... He looked like a He-Man figure.
Yeah, I don't know how he moved. I don't know how he moved. I'll be honest with you.
This is like literally outrageous. Check out Jesse's Ventura's run against Tony Schiavone at SummerSlam '89 when the Warrior hits Rude with the belt. Okay, I'm gonna look for that. Let me take a out on that.
But so the Warrior, so they're during the pose down, and for some reason the Warrior is climbing the turnbuckle. I have no idea why. And Bobby the Brain Heenan is talking, and I think he noticed what the Warrior's doing. He just sort of stopped because I'm like, what is this guy doing? He's literally like, look at this lunatic. He's like, I just burst out laughing because I'm like, yeah, what is he doing?
Ultimate Warrior is awesome because he's just so crazy.
Yeah, he was a lunatic. Remember when he came out with a baseball hat on? Why is he on a baseball hat going to the ring? Like, I've never seen the Warrior wear a baseball hat.
That entire thing with Warrior coming back and doing that hat and all that.
Yeah.
That people, like, I remember they were just like, why are you doing this? Like, they wanted to see the crazy hair. It was just so weird. Like, he was just weird.
Yeah,
he had problems too in his life, I think, too, but it was just like very odd.
Yeah. It was just his interviews were hilarious because you never understood what the hell he was talking about.
Yeah, I know. All right, so Nikki Cross comes back and beats everyone up.
Yeah, this is the, as Corey Graves said, and I'll give him credit for this. This is the,
sorry, Bayley won. We didn't say Bayley won.
Bayley won, which is good, because I think it was a number 1 contenders match, which I didn't really say much about. Yeah. Now, I don't know how it's a number 1 contenders match when you're wrestling the champion. So if she didn't win, she wouldn't be the number 1 contender. It was weird.
Yeah, but anyhow, would have to face herself to see who would win the championship.
Yeah. Well, at that point, the only person to wrestle Bianca would have to have been Bianca because she's beat everyone else. I think I don't know if she's beaten Charlotte. She'd be the only person left. And maybe Ronda Rousey. But yeah, Nikki Cross. This is the crazy Nikki Cross I knew when she came into the WWE, like the the Maelstrom or whatever the hell Corey Graves said. Like she's she's a bit of a crazy character herself. So it's way better than Nikki ASH, obviously. This is the Nikki that we needed to see. But face or heel? Probably heel, but she beat up the heels and the faces, so I'm kind of curious to how it's going to work.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's like, it's just weird because it's like she just beat everybody up. I'm like, okay, like I thought, oh, here she goes. Now we got like she beats up Bianca, and then it's like, oh, she beat up Bayley too. It's like, oh, you're just crazy.
Yeah, like is she this the thing where it's like I should join Damage Control because I kicked all your asses? Like I don't know. Like
I don't know.
I assume Nikki Cross needs to be a heel, but like what is she going to do? Is she going to wrestle Bianca now? I'm confused. That was a very odd angle.
So Joe, yeah, no, it was cheese. So see, for me, I'm like, I know Mandy Rose is going to win. It's just going to be cheese, so I have fun with the cheese. But people were disappointed. That entire segment is cheese, but I thought it was fine because I like the cheese, and I wasn't invested in this feud. But the people who were invested in the feud, I think, were not happy because it just became like a cheesy segment, and then the match was just like it was a regular match. Like I thought it was okay, but like it wasn't anything special after the build up. I think that was the main problem that people had.
Yeah,
not that the match
problem.
was poorly done. It's just that it's like, oh, like this just like that's not a match that concludes a feud. That was just like a match that's part of a feud, not the conclusion. It's kind of like Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
Actually. But yeah, the Halloween Havoc stuff, I mean, to me it was funny because I'm like, why are they it's like adventures in a haunted house with toxic attraction in a haunted house, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, the stuff in the haunted house was like was entertaining, like I said, but they really pumped up Alba Fire. She was everywhere. She was beating up people. You needed 3-on-1 to beat her, and it was just a very unsatisfactory conclusion to your point. And just it felt like a match I didn't need to pay for. Like it shouldn't have been on a pay-per-view. It could have just been a match on NXT. So I don't really know why they did that, especially when you had stuff like hardcore matches and triple threats and all that shit. So
yeah, this was a normal match. And you're like, oh, is this concluding and the only reason it wasn't normal is because they had the haunted house.
Yeah.
It's like,
but I don't know why they did that. I've heard that they're prepping Roxanne Perez to be the one to take the title off her, but based on the match she had with Cora Jade, I would say probably not a good idea.
No, I don't think so. Not for me. I don't know who could take that. Mandy Rose is clearly the best person. I like Nikita Lyons. I like Lash Legend. I don't know. I don't know much about her, but she's super funny to me. I like her.
Yeah.
She seems really tall, and she's funny. Who else is on there? There's some like to me, like Cora and Roxanne. It's like they're just like, I know Nikita Lyons is only a couple of years older, but she seems more like
the YNS.
The other two are like babies. It feels like they're kids or something. Like
yeah,
it feels like they're kids. It feels like it's like, oh, that's like my niece wrestling or something. Versus like, oh yeah, that's like a woman who could beat people up or whatever. It's like Cora Jade can't beat anything up, I don't think.
Well, they could always do what they did with Dolph Ziggler and he went to NXT when he was on the main roster, and he actually became the champion for a while. You could do something like that with someone you're not really using or not really using that well. Like you could, to be honest with you, the person I would want to take the title off Mandy Rose, and they're not going to do it because she's not on the main roster, is Raquel. Like that's believable. If you've built up Mandy Rose to have this 2-year long run or whatever the hell it is, you need a specimen, someone special to take the belt off her. And there's very few people like that. The only person that come to mind is if you have Raquel Rodriguez in there, she could beat all of Toxic Attraction, basically. So,
well, speaking of, we can look at this. So I brought this up. This is the WWE Championship. So you just look at the current champions. Bianca's got 207 plus days.
yep.
Ronda's 18. Well, okay, that just happened.
Yeah.
NXT, we've got Mandy Rose at 365 plus.
Yeah, she's over a year.
She defeated Raquel. In a Chucky's voice. What the hell? Oh, okay. So that was at the other how that was at 2001, I guess, Halloween Havoc, right?
Yeah, 2021. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
And then tag championship, we don't really care about. Women's champion, so retired. Layla had it for 131. Okay, Divas championship. That was.
Yeah, that's when it just wasn't. Layla was when it just wasn't being.
That was
used.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it wasn't being used.
That was bullshit. So so here's the big one. This is the singles championships, 10 longest champion reigns. So Fabulous Moolah, 3,651.
Yeah.
So wow, so September 18th, 1956 to July 23rd, 1984.
That's 28 years.
Yeah, so but see, like, this is really a weird number because like how many title defenses were there? Like,
I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. Like, and Moolah has a very shady past. Like, she was holding down the wrestlers a lot. So, yeah. Like, she would, whenever she had a competitor, she would like get them in there and then she would just beat them. Like, it was a very wonky time, right? Moolah's reputation, things that have come to light are not very flattering to her. So,
yeah, like it seems like Kaylee Ray, who is Alba Fire, right?
Yeah.
She had NXT Women's Championship, so this is the UK Championship.
She had it for a while. Yeah, she had it in almost 2 years.
Yeah, so to me, this is sort of a real number. Like Moolah, this is just like they didn't do anything with the belt. Like, and like, are you telling me every pay-per-view for 20 years or whatever she was like that didn't happen? I don't ever remember seeing her wrestle.
I did.
I mean, I've seen her wrestle, but like, I don't remember any big matches of hers or anything like that.
It wasn't until Wendy Richter came that anyone challenged her. Before then, it was But to your point, well, I don't know. There was no pay-per-view, I assume, back then. So I don't know. Would they go to Madison Square Garden once a year and she would defend? Like, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, where are these matches? Like, was she fighting every year and say, "Oh, okay, I'll see you next year. I won again."
Yeah, I literally don't know. I would assume they had to wrestle quite a bit because it's just that you wouldn't have seen it because it wouldn't have been, a lot of it wouldn't have been televised, right? It would have been like in smaller venues because they had to do barnstorming. So she would have had to go overseas and all that. But I don't know what people were saying. Yeah, I want to watch women wrestle. Like, I don't know how prevalent that was.
Right. So Kaylee would be an official one, I would call it, because this is modern times. So you know that
the modern time,
like we've seen her. You can trace this back through YouTube or whatever, right? Like you can,
Yep.
Asuka had the NXT, just normal NXT. She was 510, but it says 523 days due to tape delay. So I guess there's a few, it's like she had it, but it was taped, so they didn't see it. So it was like a weird.
Yeah. Yep. She was
Rockin'
undefeated
Robin,
for the longest time.
Rockin' Robin. So that's 502. Pretty good. Miko Satomura, that's the one we had seen, right? So 451. This is UK.
UK NXT, yep.
Trish had it for 448.
Yeah, she had it for quite a while.
But again, I don't remember Trish Stratus doing a lot of title defenses all the time.
Well, I mean, who was her only competition literally was either Molly Holly or Rita. Those were the only two people who could do anything in the ring. All the other ladies were too busy in Raw and panty matches and shit like that.
And Sensational Sherry 441.
Yeah, but again, she didn't defend it a lot.
Right. Shayna Baszler. This seems like a legit
Yeah,
400.
that would have been on NXT. She had
Yeah.
the Queen of Spades. And now Shayna Baszler's missing again.
Yeah. So now Bailey was 380.
Yep, that was
And
on SmackDown.
that's on SmackDown. That's legit. I even have the plaque for that one.
Yeah.
So what's this Fabulous Moolah? She came back again and had it?
Yep.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Becky Lynch, 373.
Yep.
So all of these ones, except for Fabulous Moolah and Sensational Sherry and Trish Stratus, these are all ones, and maybe even Rock and Robin. So like half of these are like sort of like wishy-washy numbers.
Yeah.
Like Haley's for sure, Asuka's for sure, Mako's for sure,
yeah,
Shayna's for sure, Bailey's for sure, Becky's for sure. These other ones, it's like, I mean, you know, like how do you even like calculate that? Jazz is a good opponent for Trish. Yeah, like there wasn't a division to win against. Like,
yeah, like who is Trish Stratus? Who's like Trish Stratus built herself up. She only had two
Lita,
serious opponents
Molly,
that I
who
can
else was
remember,
there?
which is Lita and Molly. Like other than that, I can't think of anyone else. Like Tori, no. Stacy Keibler, no. Like who else was there? You know, Sherry. What women were there in the 90s to fight Sherry? Like Elizabeth? Who was around?
Yeah, there's nobody.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, you're the champion, but you're the champion because there's no one. They're not even you doing anything with the belt.
Well, it's like I'd like to see how long Dana Brooke has held the 24/7 championship because that's gone.
That's gone. So she's still the 24/7 champion. Dana Brooke's been 24/7 champion for 500 years now. It's like,
yep.
Where is this belt?
Yep.
So, tag champs here, Glamour Girls.
Yeah.
Glamour again. Okay. Kabuki Warrior. So that's Asuka and what's her name?
The pirate. I forget her name.
Toxic Attraction. Yeah. Oh, Carmella and Queen Zelina.
Carmella has a concussion.
Oh, is that what it was?
That's why you're not seeing her. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. How did she get that?
Oh, who knows?
Natalia
Half the time, these guys get hurt training. It's weird. I have no idea. Maybe she was trying to do some gymnastic lovemaking with Corey Graves and fell and hit her head. I have no idea.
Whoa. TMI, man.
It is what it is. Well, they had a whole thing about their thing where they just had sex throughout. It's like Corey and Carmella. I don't know what it was called, but that's what it was basically about. It's not on anymore because no one wanted to see it.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. or whatever, or Ms. and Mrs. or something?
That's the replacement, right?
Oh, is that still on?
I think so.
Wow.
Dexter Lumis has to appear in one of those.
Nikki Cross. Let's see, Nikki Cross. Here you go.
Yep.
She's crazy.
It's crazy Nikki Cross. She's back. She's a whirlwind. She's a dervish. Way better than the superhero.
Yeah.
It was garbage. People got behind her for a very short period of time. It was okay, but it quickly lost its shine.
Oh, this is this is like way back.
Yeah, it's when she was with Alexa.
Yeah. Yeah, she's better as this crazy character.
Well, is Alexa going to come back as the goddess? That's the question.
And put them back together again?
Yep. As a heel team. But again, who's the face team then?
Yeah, nothing.
Bring back Sasha and Naomi. They're hanging around somewhere.
I don't know. Yeah, Shotzi's on there again tonight. Yeah. I have no idea what's going on with her. I like Shotzi. I was looking at the cameos again the other day. Remember that
Yep.
and they've got let's see if I can find it on here. Yeah, you can check out if you go WWE. You guys see that? Yeah, you can. Shayna Baszler. You can do Mandy Rose.
Well, that'd be awesome.
There's Liv Morgan, but hers is going to a charity, which is why it's $521. This is U.S. dollars. Shotzi. So I was looking at Sonya Deville. They actually have Sasha Banks on here.
Oh. Hi, I'm the wrestler who keeps walking out of the promotion. Happy birthday.
Oh, Sami Zayn.
There you go.
Temporary unavailable. Temporary unavailable.
Too bad. We could talk. You talk about him being an honorary Uso.
Oh, Kevin Owens is good.
Well,
Rhea Ripley, temporary unavailable, temp unavailable. So a lot of them are unavailable, temp unavailable.
Yeah, I can't see what like Rhea Ripley's character now would be kind of weird. Happy birthday from the Judgment Day.
Can I not filter this? Like to people who are actually available, like and not available.
7 people show up.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's like nobody. Yeah, see Lacey Evans. Oh yeah, Lacey Evans is there.
Hey, J-Man.
Yeah, I already got that, so I don't need.
You already got your cameo from her.
I got my cameo for her. Oh, what? $35
for who?
Raquel. Is this not Raquel? Reina Gonzalez. That's Raquel Rodriguez. Does it show? Oh, it doesn't show it on here. I'm pretty sure that this is her right here. Can you see it or no?
No, I'm on my phone, so it's tiny.
Oh, you can't see it. Yeah, $35.
That doesn't seem right.
But it's for a message. So it's
okay.
like you message her and then she'll message you back. Gail Kim.
Oh, Gail Kim. My God.
Kayla Becker, who is that other?
No.
What's her name? She's the announcer.
Oh yeah, Kayla Braxton.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Joe, you missed it. I called her Mountain Dew. They should call her Mountain Dew. And then in a promo, the other competitor can call her, "You're not Mountain Dew, you're Mountain Don't." Oh, Lillian Garcia's on here. $82.
Ezra Miller's on here. He pays you to do it so he can do a cameo for you. I had to get it in there.
Yeah, God, not that lunatic.
I'm watching season 1 of The Flash again on CW, and it's like Grant Gustin's like, "My name is Barry Allen, and I'm the fastest man alive," and I'm like, "Yeah." And then there's the movie.
I'm the biggest criminal alive. My God, Sunny is on here. How can she respond in 24 hours? She's like going through like court or something. Isn't she in jail?
I guess she doesn't have anything ever to do in jail. They're just like, "Hey, I'll do cameos from jail."
Oh my God, that's awesome.
It's a gobbledygooker on here. The Shockmaster.
Terry Reynolds.
Oh shit.
Bobby Billard. I remember her from Thingy. Oh my God. Oh, Lita.
I would love if the Shockmaster could do a cameo, and while he's talking to you, his helmet falls off.
Let me see. Price low to high 24 hours. How can you not do like? I don't get it. Like, why can't you do it by who's actually available? Well, Alexa Bliss was $685.
My God.
Ric Flair is the same price.
For
Yeah,
Alexa,
Liv Morgan's $5. This is all American, so it's $5.21, but hers is a charity thing.
for
That's
that
why.
price, my God, I want a lap dance as well.
Carmella's doing it, $4.10. Not lap dance.
Oh,
But,
yeah, I was about to say, she is?
Shotzi's
Corey
got. Does it appear? Oh, it won't appear. So I have to because it does in a new window. Hers are really funny.
Yeah, I've seen them. You've shown them.
It's like they're like, welcome, and it's like,
Yeah,
she's singing and stuff. So there's some
she's
pretty good.
very enthusiastic.
Yeah, Charlotte's unavailable. Mandy Rose. Oh, look at this. Money, I guess you can't see this. It says money back guarantee. If you pay on web by card, we reserve the amount when you place your order, but only charge once you have received the video. If you book a video on web with another payment method, we will always provide a full refund if the celebrity doesn't respond. Oh, okay.
Nice.
She got a 1-star review, though, I think, on one of them. Oh, no, somebody got a 1-star review where they're like, oh, you didn't say. It's like it was. Sasha Banks got a 1-star review. So Sasha Banks isn't on here. She was on here when I checked the other day. And it's like she got a 1-star review, and they're like, oh, it was like 25 seconds for like $400. It's like, really? Like.
Yeah, Sasha is always been pretty, I don't want to say bad, but it's always been pretty tough with her with the fans. Like whenever you see those those terrible airport photos,
yeah,
she's usually in half of them. Like she just has this really more hate than love relationship with the wrestling fans. Right. I hate to say this because I love her so much and I bought a shirt with her, but Sasha's a little big for her britches. That's all I gotta say. You know.
Yeah.
When you walk out of the WWE twice because of creative differences, it's not me, it's you.
Right.
It's just sort of same thing as CM Punk. And like I said, it pains me. I love Sasha Banks. I love watching her wrestle. She's always been one of my favorites since she was in NXT. I love the boss. I love everything about her look and everything. But yeah.
Shit, hold on. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Damn. So I missed. I was trying to click on the audio ones. So I was looking more too. It's like, you can if you're just doing a message, like it's like you just send a message. It's $8 Canadian, and that's just like sending a text message or whatever. So it's some of them have text message available. So it's like you just message and say, "Hey, how's it going?" And I guess they message you back or something,
saying I'm in the shower.
It's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, right, yeah, that'd be, yeah. I don't know if you're gonna want that. Oh, that guy there, Sam. What's the guy? What's the guy who's chasing the Miz with the eyes? Like, that
guy. Dexter Lumis.
Yeah, so Dexter is his name Samuel Shaw.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because he's on here. This is
that would be jokes.
That would be so funny.
That would be jokes. Dexter Lumis, because there would be no message from him. He doesn't talk.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Like if he talked, I'd be like, "You're not Dexter Lumis. Put Dexter Lumis on. You just look like him."
Dexter Lumis doesn't talk.
How dare you? Where's the Miz? Are you like holding his head in your lap and stroking his hair, and which isn't creepy at all? Yeah, bring me the Miz.
What have you done with the Miz?
The greatest movie title. I know Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed is one of the greatest movie titles. But another great one is Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia.
Yes, that is good. That's a Fletch set. Chevy Chase says that in Fletch, where they're like, can we get you, because he passes out in the hospital and he wakes up and like, oh, can we get you anything? He's like, yeah, do you have the Beatles White Album? One funny. But then he's like, and bring me the head of Alfredo Garcia while you're out there. I love Fletch.
The thing about that movie is, you know what the aim of the plot You know what they're trying to do, the characters. There's either Alfredo Garcia, who's running away, and everyone else who's like after him to bring someone ahead of Alfredo Garcia.
Yeah,
But Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed. That's a no-nonsense title.
Yeah,
You know
I like
exactly
that. That's why I
right.
like that. It's like, look, it's like they're just like, that's like that's not the first movie. They're just like, okay, yeah, you know what? Okay, screw it. Frankenstein must be destroyed. Like, it's like we've had enough of this guy's garbage. Like, it's like that's it. It's that. Like, I literally want to copy that. Like, I would, like, once it gets, I would call it like Michael Myers Must Be Destroyed or something, like, like for Friday 13th, do the new one and call it Jason Must Be Destroyed. Like, and it's just like they all get together and like, we're going to take this guy down. That's it. We're done. So on that note, I think the stream must be destroyed. But all right, guys. So that's it for this week. We're gonna do, and there's big news to talk about too with James Gunn taking over DC, the DC studio or whatever, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, so we'll be back. So Thursday though is going to be the Spawn only talk. So it's only going to be Spawn stuff. Friday will be the space opera, and that'll be Star Crash and Galaxia. So that is it, guys. Okay, hopefully we'll see you then. Take it easy.
Take care.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.